Monday, just after 5, I am joined by a celebrity, a former MP, or someone who's had an extremely interesting career, to take a look at life after the job. We talk highs, lows and lessons learnt, what comes next on the outside. And this week is no different, because once he was among the elite of the Sunday Times rich list, my outside guest soared to prominence with an estimated fortune of almost $2 billion. But less than a year later, he ended up filing for bankruptcy. Now, the company he co-founded lays claim to being the UK's largest bungalow provider, and his nickname is Bob the Builder. Any more clues? No more. Well, today I'm joined by property entrepreneur Bob Bull. Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Can you fix it? Maybe not this time. I don't know.
That's
Bob,
it.
so talk to me about you. So a bit about your background, where you were born, where you grew up, and what it was like growing up.
I grew up in Winchester, which is South England. Background was a family very much into, forgive me, but building. And predominantly the family was in what was in the time the caravan industry. And it evolved into sort of modular build bungalows. And the family always found themselves sort of supplying new bungalows of a sort of square footage from about 500 square foot to sort of 1,200 square foot. We grew up in that trade. It's what we know. It's what we understand. It's probably all we understand, to be fair. And yeah, you know, growing up, I had a happy childhood, good parents, and, you know, a strong set of ethics and values. So yeah, no complaints.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 3 sisters.
3 sisters, all women. Good. That's good. Should have taught you well. Then they'll teach you well how to.
I understand equality.
Very good.
No problem at all.
Very, very important.
No, they're all good ladies.
Yeah, fantastic. So this business of yours, was it just your business, or was this a family business?
It was always, forgive me for cutting across you, but it was always a family business. It was something that my grandfather had a vision many moons ago from about 1945. And although it never followed that he handed it down to us, we started a business off in 2015, my father and myself, and a lot of my family members, my sisters predominantly, and people that we'd worked with in the industry from afar. It was, you know, I think we could say it was a family business, but we always wanted to be, or grandfather wanted to be, the largest bungalow provider in the UK, because he thought, he saw that it was something that was needed.
Now you got there with the business, and you were talking. You had an estimated fortune of 1.9 billion. Was that? And when I'm asking, kind of, was it your fortune, or was it like the family fortune? Because that's why I'm.
Yeah, for inheritance sort of tax planning and certain things I discussed with my father, it was always in my name, if that was, but he was always a governing force, you know, and not behind the scenes neither. You know, Dad worked very hard until he was, you know, sadly lost last year at the age of 75.
Oh,
you know,
sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But you managed to get to the status of billionaires, 1.9 billion. Is what happened?
How we got there was, you know, forgive me, I'm not arrogant, but was no mistake. We understood that, you know, bungalows were the most wanted property product at the minute. My sister is currently doing a new development in Norfolk of bungalows, I think about 70 of them, and they're sort of selling very quickly in the area that she has there. We, you know, we identified, like last year, there was about 300 bungalows sold in the UK. We went out, we bought land, and they were caravan parks, to be fair with you, my friend. So what we did is we converted the planning permissions from what was caravan parks into residential modular build locations where we could sell new bungalows. We did that at a very fast pace. We bought the supply chain, so it's a bit like, you know, we made the homes, we delivered the homes. You
owned all parts of production, like a sort of Marxist communist ethos.
And we did that just after we come out of COVID. We managed to survive that, which was amusing. I saw a lot of hard times there. We came through that. We circled the supply chain, and what we'd done is blocked and built the business to a stage, and obviously there was a tremendous amount of value. If you were to put us...
But how did you lose it all then?
Well, there's been several contributing factors to that. You can't say no fault of your own because you have to take responsibility yourself. But we basically got to a size of about 4 billion of value. And if you put that against the house builders in the United Kingdom, it puts us alongside of them. So it was something extraordinary, you know. But we went through a process of refinancing, and, for me,
What does that mean? Because people hear that and they think, what does it mean?
Well, it would be no different if you had a house. And
so like a remortgage?
A remortgage,
right.
Yeah. The only difference with us is we were looking to refinance 1.9 billion. Same principle, just a bigger number. And about 800 million was going to be used for development to install the communities, build the new bungalows, employ more jobs. We had a beautiful company, and these people, we had about sort of 2,000 employees. Anyway, we went forward with a funder that, to be fair, I thought was going to be the right people for it. They were a £30 billion fund. And the facts of life are that they had a different agenda than us. We, my team, all my senior management and my family, believe we were on the right road, as did all of my 8 lenders that we owed this 1.9 billion to.
Yeah.
All have been supportive, all have been fantastic lenders. I have no complaints with any of them. But obviously your integrity gets damaged when you go for a long period of refinancing. It's not just something that happens over a couple of months. And basically, what happened, and it's just facts, it was printed in the Times today. We went to a bank fund called Oak Tree Capital Partners. We found out they were a distressed lender. I had advisors from DLA Piper, a massive law firm in the city. Just be careful, just be careful. We moved along. Every Friday they said they would be refinancing us. And basically, they pulled the plug on the 11th hour, if that's the right words to use, and put us in an awful position. All of our banks were following us. They came with us. Why would they not? We were the UK's biggest bungalow provider. Nothing wrong with the business model. Nothing wrong with the business. And we're not here by chance. We're here because it's a 5-year plan.
Of course.
But what we can't do is, we had that at the tail end of 2022. Which was a terrible moment. And we travelled through, like I said, it's printed in the Times, but being with you today, we travelled through to about June. It's 21st of June, I can remember this because it was the day before my father and my sister's birthday. And no warning to me, we sat in a room with a lot of chairs, great big desk. And they invited all of my good lenders, people that have supported me. I know them all by first name, good people. And they sat them down. Well, all of my lenders, they were sat there ready to be repaid. And the principal there, a guy called Charles Blackburn, you'll have to forgive me, there's no love lost there with me with that guy.
You name him in your article as well?
I do, yes, I do. As a guy I wish we'd never ever entertained or ever met. Guy like that shouldn't be running around writing any deals or doing any due diligence.
He's not here to defend himself.
Yeah.
No.
And can I say something? I respect that.
Yeah.
And, for me, we are where we are. The thing with it is they bid all of my lenders 40 pence in the pound, and as they rightly should do, most of them got up within 10 seconds, and then some of them tried to reason with
So they offered to repay 40% in the pound for every pound that was lent. They offered to repay
every pound
only
that was
40
lent.
pence
That's
of
right.
that pound, so 40% of the debt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So after that, that caused an implosion with our lenders. There are other contributing factors, but there's not the time on your show to run through that. But these were things that were not fault of ours or senior management. The banks have been good that we've had. We were forced into positions where personal guarantees were pushed on against me. And on the 1st of December, because of the aftermath of those events, we basically proposed an IVA, an individual voluntary arrangement, but the judge saw fit on the day to bankrupt myself, which was a phenomenal shock, was not planned. The IVA was planned, and the idea was we would go into an IVA and then restructure things with the banks moving forward.
So giving you the status of bankrupt is difficult in terms of getting any sort of refinancing and lenders and anything on board. Where are we now with everything then?
We currently have, when I say we, I have to say that because it's me and my family.
Yeah.
We also, if you said there were pillars of the television industry, then we have pillars within the bungalow industry, which are these are people that, you know, we have the largest construction company at our disposal, the largest part exchange provider of houses in the UK. There are lots of working parts that we have and bring to the table. So I class all of these people and some of the existing lenders, although they may not be on board with it at the moment, we are, over the course of March, going to put fresh offers in front of them, try to recalibrate the lending. By about the 15th of the month, my friend, I will have the answer to the IVA. It's very personal to me. I need the IVA to be successful. There's been 25 million introduced into the IVA from professional colleagues because they see the benefit in me taking businesses forward. I would probably sit more as an advisor now. If that is successful, you know, we will move forward. As I said, one of the contributing factors to the business, and I have to be fair, and you would know this, is interest rates.
Yeah,
you know, Mr. Putin, I'm afraid, you know, nobody saw that guy invading the Ukraine. You know, you have inflation through the roof, and you have what's called an economic shift. A 5% shift on interest rates is absolutely huge.
Especially with a large debt.
Exactly. You know, you can do the numbers yourself, and so can the viewers here. So, For us, we're now in a position where we will move forward with the IVA. We will protect any private investors. We will look at all of the banks and give them a route out with no losses. Something that I'm not arrogant, rude, or anything, you know, along those lines. But currently, how I sit here, my friend, I've lost 300 million, and that's of mine and my family's money. So the route we have forward works. The business model has been changed basically because of the interest rate rise. There are a lot more entry-level homes. You have to remember that people can go out in the UK and buy an apartment, or they can buy a bungalow. Most people would prefer the bungalow. So can I say, you know, we get up every day, we move forward for everything. Yeah. And we believe that this will be more than a bounce back because it was part of a 5-year plan. You know,
we'll finally listen, Paul, because I'm running out of time. I've got to
Sorry about that.
Very quickly. No, it's really, you know, very interesting listening to what you have to say. So, what would you say to your younger self or yourself before you made this deal? Is there any advice, anything you would have done differently?
Never underestimate greed or jealousy.
Never underestimate it. Never,
because unfortunately, if you do that, you will fall folly to some of the positions I sit in today. And then the next thing I'd say is to listen to people without the want to reply. You know, take it in what they're saying, and that would be the 2 points I'd probably list. You know.
Well, Paul, thank you very much. Never underestimate greed or jealousy.
Thank you.
Very good. I'll take that with me. Thank you so much. That is Bob Bull. He's a property entrepreneur.